The name Bharat, right? It is mentioned in the Vedas, Upanishads, Mahabharat, epic is, it refers to Bharat. India also has a history of more than 2000 years. In fact, on September 18th, 1949, that is the significance of the date when the special session has also been called. Hi friends, welcome. So this is a topic which is doing the rounds in the last few days. I said I will make a video on this if required after the special session of the parliament, but still many of them had asked me to make a video on India and Bharat. The invite for the G20 president of Bharat and the nameplate before the Indian Prime Minister Bharat, had created a talking point. There are opposition leaders who are saying that their alliance has been named India, and that is why the preference is being given to Bharat now, whereas the ruling party has said, and rightly so, that the Indian constitution says India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of states. So it is already there in the constitution. So what is the fuss about? Yeah, so if both the names are used, that's absolutely fine because that is there as per the constitution. So in this video, we will just see what is the historical background, what was the Constituent Assembly debate briefly, if at all, if the name has to be changed, what is the constitutional requirement, and my opinion on this. So the aim is to keep politics out and just discuss it from a constitutional angle and also give my opinion, right, which is for you to just analyze and take it or leave it as you wish. So now the name Bharat, right, it is mentioned in the Vedas, Upanishads, Mahabharat, epic is, it refers to Bharat. So it has its own civilizational value, ancient civilizational name. You can say there are also there are also accounts saying that it is named after the king of named Bharata. There was a Jain king who had a similar name because of which this name came, but it has its own long historical civilizational value, one can say. India is a metamorphized term of Sindhu River originally, right? Sindhu River, which is also mentioned in the Rig Veda, by the way. But Sindhu River, which is the Indus River, and the Greeks called it Indica, India. This also dates back to more than 2000 years old. And during the Mughal Empire, it was referred to as Hindustan and various other names. Hind is a name which has been given. But when the Britishers came, it became Government of India Act, British India, Government of India Act 1935. So India also has a history of more than 2000 years. That was originally given by the Greeks, Indica and India but based on the Indus River or the Sindhu River, which is the basis for the Indus Valley civilization. And we should remember that India remained India. Pakistan separated from India on August 14th, 1947. In fact, this was a referendum which was conducted in a place called Sylhet. So if you look at it, it's in a small font, but if you look at it, for remaining in Assam or for joining East Bengal, which is now Bangladesh. So India remained India, Pakistan was created, right? And that is the reason in the Constituent Assembly, first originally, India shall be a union of states, was Article 1 in the draft constitution. But in September 1949, in fact on September 18th, 1949, that is the significance of the date when the special session has also been called, there were discussion on the name. People suggested Bharat because it is the civilizational name and an ancient name which we Indians or Bharatiyans associate with. There was also amendments to name it as Hindustan. Again, Hindustan is not about Hindus. It derives from the Sindhu land and then Hindu. So it is also linked to the rivers, the Sindhu and the Indus River, which is in India. Hind, in fact, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose preferred the name Hind, I have read in some of the accounts, right? Bharat Varsha was suggested by one member, which was finally not accepted by the Constituent Assembly. So via media was found. See, because India, as I told you, has been in use for many centuries. After the Britishers came, that was the name which was there in the laws of the country. We had registered in the United Nations as India. India continued to remain India. Pakistan separated from India in 1947. Considering all these factors, and also, we are a multi-religious, multi-ethnic country. We constituted ourselves as a secular republic, and India was the global name of our country and not linked to any particular religious scripture. And so India, that is Bharat, shall be the union of states. In fact, in the Hindi version of the constitution, Bharat, Arthat India, will be a union of states. That's the translation. So first Bharat comes in the Hindi version. And in many regional languages, right? In Tamil, it's called Bharadam. In Telugu, it is called Bharatadesam. In Malayalam, it is similarly called. So locally, we use the term Bharat, Bharadam and all. And India also is a name which we all associate with. So now, if at all this name India has to be dropped and it has to be only Bharat, I wish it doesn't happen, because as I told you, we associate equal pride for the terms India and Bharat. But if at all, if it has to be done, it requires a constitutional amendment with a special majority. Special majority, technically it is majority of the total membership, which is not less than 2/3 of members present and voting. 2/3 majority, because Article 1 has to be changed. There are some of the articles which, if it has to be amended, it also requires ratification by at least half of the states. And Supreme Court of India, Chief Justice of India, these are in Chapter 4 of Part 5. That requires ratification by at least half of the states. So if those names also have to be changed, this amendment should be also be ratified by at least half of the states, right, of the state legislatures. Of course, Madras was changed to Chennai, Bombay was changed to Mumbai, but the high courts continue to be called High Court of Madras, High Court of Bombay. But if Supreme Court of India, which is the Supreme Court of the country, apex court of the country, that name has to be changed, that will require not just Parliament 2/3 majority, also ratification by at least half of the states. This is the constitutional position. But is it required? See, as I told you, both have civilizational connection, right? So while India as a name was given by the Greeks maybe 2000, 2500 years ago, but it is related to the Sindhu River, Indus River in India, right? It's not, some people say, Bombay was changed to Mumbai, Calcutta was changed to Kolkata. Those names were changed because the Britishers were not comfortable calling it Mumbai and Kolkata, so they called it Bombay and Calcutta, and that necessitated the change. But here, it is not that because of the Britishers finding it difficult to pronounce a name that we got it as India. It has its own civilizational value. Relating to the Indus River Valley and all those things. And Bharat is a very old name, and it is mentioned in the constitution as well. Both have been in use for long periods of time, and they create the same passion and the same emotion, in my view, at least for significant number of Indians. I don't want to hazard a guess what it is, but there are some champions of decoloniality, right, who say that, the name India is colonial, the Indian constitution itself is colonial. Well, at least personally, I don't buy that argument. I think when I say I'm a proud Indian, and many people say they are proud Indian, they are not thinking of India as a British colony and being proud or feeling proud. They are feeling proud about our motherland, right? And when people say Bharat Mata Ki Jai, it's the same feeling that comes. And there is a global brand with the Indian name, and locally Bharat is used, as I told you, in various parts of the country. So I think it is not India versus Bharat. I think India and Bharat are already there in the constitution. Preference to one over the other, yes, that's very much within the constitutional scheme of things. See, Governments will come, governments will go, but the country will and should remain forever. So let we, the people of India, celebrate our country, that is Bharat. Jai Hind.